Welcome to this medical biology lesson. One lesson comes online every week, and this lesson is about the gastrointestinal system, the digestive tract. The digestive tract is responsible for absorbing and digesting food. What we eat and drink must be converted into usable nutrients. A sandwich does not fit into the blood vessel system, but we do need various substances from this sandwich. The nutrients are necessary for all body cells, for example, to burn for energy, and only the usable nutrients are extracted from the food. What remains of the food passes out of the body as feces. The gastrointestinal tract starts at the mouth and ends at the anus. In this lesson, we are going to discuss each organ. The mouth is the starting point of digestion. Here, food is chewed and mixed with saliva. The food then enters an esophagus. This is a system of tubes that transports the food to the stomach. It then ends up in the stomach. Here the food is mixed with gastric juices for further digestion. It then enters the small intestine, which consists of the duodenum, the ileum, and the ileum. This is where nutrients are absorbed. Nutrients are extracted from the food mush. The remaining food remains end up in the large intestine, through the cecum, the colon, and then to the rectum. In the large intestine, fluid is extracted from the food digestion. It then hardens, forming into stool. The liver and gallbladder also play a role in the functioning of the gastrointestinal tract. They are connected to the small intestine via a channel. The pancreas is also connected to the small intestine. The pancreas produces digestive enzymes. I will come back to what enzymes are later. So the mouth mixes the food with the saliva. And in the saliva, you will find the enzyme amylase. There are several enzymes that are able to break down substances. Amylase ensures that starch is broken down into small sugar molecules. So simply put, you eat a sandwich and sugars have to be removed from it because every body cell needs energy. In addition to chewing and mixing with saliva and enzymes, the mouth is also a sensory organ. We can taste with the tongue, but discuss senses in a separate lesson. After chewing, there is a mass of food left over that you can swallow. It then ends up in the esophagus. And the esophagus only has one function, and that is to ensure that the food reaches the stomach. It can only go in one direction, one-way traffic, and that is done with peristaltic movements. Peristalsis means the squeezing of muscles in such a way that it can only go in one direction. The food pulp then enters the stomach and is mixed with gastric juices. This includes various types of enzymes, but also hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid creates an acidic environment which kills pathogens. Bacteria are not allowed to enter the bloodstream. An enzyme in the gastric juice is pepsin. This breaks down proteins. In addition, lipase also comes. This enzyme is responsible for breaking down fats. In addition to enzymes, hydrochloric acid, and mucus, the stomach also contains the substance intrinsic vector. This ensures that vitamin B12 can be extracted from the food. So all the substances in the stomach have been added to digest food. The food pulp then ends up in the small intestine. More digestive enzymes are added from the pancreas, such as lipase and amylase. The enzymes ensure the breakdown of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Bile from the gallbladder is also added to the small intestine. This breaks down fats. Breaking down nutrients ensures that small molecules can be absorbed into the blood, so that it can be transported to every body cell through the blood. The small intestine is therefore the organ for extracting nutrients from the food digestion. And the small intestine also ensures that the food digestion continues towards the large intestine. Again, with peristaltic movements, squeezing movements through the muscles. The food slurry is pushed in one direction, so once the food has been absorbed in the small intestine, the indigestible remains end up in the large intestine. In the large intestine, moisture is extracted from the food pulp. This makes the stool harder. If muscle movements slow down, for example due to old age, more fluid is extracted and the stool becomes harder. This can cause intestinal blockage. There are many good intestinal bacteria in the large intestine. These are necessary to allow the food to ferment further and rot, making it truly fecal matter. The liver has many different functions, but within the digestive tract, its function is to produce bile. This ensures the breakdown of fats. In addition, the liver also has the function of storing blood cells, storing nutrients, but also breaking down toxins and breaking down hormones. It also produces substances such as clotting factors and albumin. But this deserves a whole separate lesson. But within the digestive tract, it involves the production of bile. The gallbladder is really just a storage place for bile. It is produced in the liver. It enters the small intestine via the gallbladder. The pancreas also plays a role in the digestive tract. It produces juices with all kinds of substances that convert proteins, such as converting carbohydrates into blood sugar. And we need this to digest food. These pancreatic juices empty into the small intestine. The pancreas also has another function, and that is to produce hormones. But that is a whole separate chapter. We will be talking about this very often in the coming weeks and months. But for this lesson, the digestive tract, it's the pancreatic juices that matter. Thank you for your attention. Nice that you took the time to take the lesson. Hopefully it was clear, but if you have any questions, post in the comments. Thanks again, and see you again soon.